All right, so this is a video that's going to cover a few things. First of all, I'm using a new microphone, so if it sounds better or worse, please let me know. Um, I'd like to talk about the table topper and then some mats that I just got from Table War. Now this mat is from Table Topper, which is this thing right here. It doesn't move. I've done a review on it several years ago, but I wanted to give a perspective of having this table topper for several years. It's been at least 3 years since I've had this table topper, and I paid a lot for it, but not nearly as much as you would pay for a game table, one of these fancy. They're like $5,000 with all the add-ons and so forth, and it doesn't move. Whereas this one, I have two Walmart tables underneath, and then I've got this on top of it. And I believe this cost me a little over $1,000 for the table topper. The tables underneath cost me $50 or something. So I get all the same functionality out of a really fancy table. But the important thing is I can take this with me. I can transport this if I want. I just take it apart. It's in two 3x4 sections. This is a 4x6 table, which is perfect for playing Warhammer, Flames of War, one-page rules. So I'm able to put it on there. And if we just want to play a card game or just a smaller board game, one-on-one, more intimate, I can take this apart and put a bar on here, which will turn it into 4x3. Now the new ones, I believe, are in 3 sections. So you could take out the middle sleeve and put the two 2x4 tables together to make a 4x4 table for this particular size. Now there's other configurations that Table Topper offers. They're still going strong. It is a magnificent idea. I'm surprised nobody's thought of it or tried to copy it since. And they're all really good quality. This is aluminum. It's still going strong. I have no problems with it. Of course, I stained it up a little bit, messed it up, but that's just wear and tear as it goes on. It comes with these trays, or actually you can add on these trays. And so these trays are designed to go over the screws here that hold the table together. And so what I found with the Walmart tables stick out a little bit underneath here. I've got about 3 inches from the edge of this to the edge of the white table here. And so this one is the only one that can fit cup holders. So if I take this off, I can still have cup holders here. Whereas the little ones, they get messed up over here. They can't really have cup holders. But they do just fine on the ends here because there's no, the black part overhangs the white table from Walmart. So I know they made some improvements. They use plexiglass instead of this, whatever this is. And as you can see, this is really bad because I had a cat that would jump up on here and scratch it all up. And so they kind of got ruined, some of them. But this one can fit on this side. And you could have cups if you want to. Usually I put my units on there that are in ambush or destroyed or whatever. Another nice thing about this is that you have a little rail here for cards. So if you're playing a game with cards, you can put it there. When you're rolling dice on this, and you've seen it from my videos, that if you are a table misser, you're not very good at rolling dice on the table. You can see they hit the table edge and they don't go, oops, unless you really go crazy with it. There's a good chance it's going to throw. Now I've got 3 thick mats here, so that's why they're much closer to the top here. But yeah, you have better chance of keeping it on the table with these rails here, which I like a lot. It does save a lot of dice from flying everywhere. I did get dice towers with this, but they kind of fell apart. They have improved their dice towers that go right on the edge here, and the dice just roll onto, and they have a little cage. So they've made definite improvements on it right there. The problem that I had with it, not with this mat, but the other mats, as you'll see in a second, this mat was very nice space. This part, a little distracting, I think, but the rest of it looks nice. It does look like stars, galaxies, nebulas, whatever. And so I was pleased with this when playing Starship Battles or something. And in fact, the mat that I have for the 4x3, because I could take this apart and make it a 4x3, is this pattern, because I was expecting to play Star Wars Armada on it. And yeah. But anyway, this one was a very good mat. I really liked it. The ones that I usually play on, I had 3 mats. For the table topper, this is mat number 1 with the space. The second one that I have here is the snow. And the snow is really, really nice. Let me just fold this up so I can get it out of the way. It looks great. I was very pleased with it. I didn't have any problems with the snow, thinking it was looking weird or anything like that. It's just gray here. It's a white mat. Not distracting whatsoever. Very, very happy with the snow. The issue first then comes into with the grass mat. Now the grass mat on the camera, when you're playing the game, it's just fine. There's nothing special, but I've seen other mats, grass mats, that look way better than this one. It kind of looks painted, splotchy, whereas the winter mat, as you can see, I guess you could say it's splotchy. It just works though. Whereas the grass mat, not so much. I think the grass mat, I hope they improved it on later models, because the grass mat is the one that you're probably going to use the most when you're playing miniature wargaming. It's the one that's most universal, I would say. So then what I did was I got my favorite mat from Table War. So let me take this out. And the difference is at Table War, you can see, are thinner. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like a regular mouse pad size, whereas the one from Table War are very thick, very plush, a little bouncy even. So as far as the build quality, it's probably, the Table War does get a point for that. But as you can see here, this is the desert map or the wasteland map. I forget what they call it. But for Table War, man, they are second to none when it comes to print quality. I have loved this mat since I got it. In fact, I got this mat before I got the table topper. I just had a wood table I would throw this on top of, and it was so much fun. We were playing Desert Warfare, you know, the Afrika Korps versus the British, and this just completely scratched that itch. It was perfect. Now, without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open, I got 2 new Table War mats, and let me get something to cut this open with, and I'll be right back. All right, so let me, this is how they came in this box here. I'm gonna just tear this open. Now hopefully they came in the nice bags that this desert mat came in. I believe it is. Yes, sir. So you can see they come in their own carry bag, which is awesome. Let's see about this guy right here. All right. So that's how they came. And you can see that they're tagged. They've got their, this is the city mat. So let me take the high-tech city out first. Oh, it's wrapped very nicely. So I decided to get the high-tech city because I want to do sci-fi. And even though the other one also works for sci-fi, I've got desert, I've got snow, I've got grass. And I was going to get another grass, but I decided to get this one instead. Because I figured the grass is good enough. Even though I like the table war grass better, why not be totally different? All right, so we've got this guy right here. Let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. Again, it's the same thickness as the desert mat. Feels like a regular mouse pad, but of course much bigger. But I'm talking about the thickness. And you can see here they roll out pretty well. They don't get wrinkled or too bent. And the one nice thing, the reason why I got these mats, not being happy with the others, first of all, I like the print. I wanted to get the print. But also, if I could find my tape measure, what did I do with it? It's supposed to have deployment lines in it, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, here we go. All right, so we go 2 feet in, 24. So this is supposed to be this right here is the deployment. And then we go 1 foot. So this is a deployment zone right here. It goes across. And so I don't see anything for diagonal, but you could see here, see 2 feet is right through here. So that doesn't help us too much, but it's there if you need it. Right here is deployment. Right here is deployment. See, 24 inches. And then, of course, 12 inches. And then 12 inches to this right here. So it's very good for this type of having a deployment zone here and a deployment zone there. It works for having deployment zone here and deployment zone here. Although this side is a little wanting. 24 inches, it would be this line right here going all the way across. You really can't see it. It's super hidden. But the next one, let's take a look at this one I've had my eye on. There's a reason why I'm doing it last. This bad boy is what I've wanted for years. Let me get the plastic off here. So I'm hoping this one doesn't disappoint, because this is why I went with Table War again. Not just because I was so pleased with the desert one, but this one has deployment zones even better laid out. All right. Now again, this is more for sci-fi or modern warfare. However, this one is something I've been looking at. All right, so if you look at the mat, you may not notice it at first, but the deployment zones are pretty much all there laid out for us. It's a little duller than I expected, but that's okay, because you want it to blend into the background as much as possible. Oh, feels a little longer than the others. All right, so let's take a look here. So we've got a foot. So we see these sandbags going across here. That's a deployment zone over here. Sandbags over here, deployment zone over there. See these sandbags? That's deployment zone over there. And then these sandbags right here, deployment zone over here. But you've got your center dot right here. And you see all these right here? You've got diagonal. You got flares, you got sandbags. It goes across and then disappears while you're playing. So you've got these hidden deployment zones. This is why I like that. And you can see diagonal right here. You got newspapers, flares going diagonally across. Usually you have to be 12 inches away, but you just, or whatever distance on the diagonal deployment. So you just measure from, but you have, it's so weird to have a diagonal where, you know, you measure this first and then you measure your deployment zone. Now you have that diagonal set up so that you can measure away from the center diagonal area here. So that's why I was super excited about this mat. It looks great. Again, a little lighter than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little bit more bold colors, but you know, This is tableware. This is what I've been waiting for a long time, and I'm really excited to throw it down and play some games on it for um, for Grimdark Future, and see how it all plays out. So tell me what you think. Do you like these mats? Do you have a table topper? You know, what do you think? Or a game table that that works for you? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.